WFNZ, News Talk 640 AM, and now on 103.5 HD2.
News Talk 640 WFNZ. Troy Williams, WIDU Radio Network, joins me live here in Studio One. We kill that music. Yeah, Troy is here because our good friend and broadcast colleague,
yes,
Sandy Cookman, Sandra Cookman, Sandy right. Cookman, unexpectedly passed away March 4th.
Correct.
And she's just like a pillar in this community. I'm going to put her picture up on the screen right now. And you've worked with her for years. I knew her at WFLB in Fayetteville back in the 1980s. And you've worked with her now recently. Talk about her and what she meant to this community.
Well, I worked with her approaching 40 years and just a phenomenal individual. People generally talk about the Widu Radio Network. They say Wes and Sandy. And certainly she was a phenomenal visionary force along with him with getting WIDU started and developing that into four stations running across Robertson and Scotland counties and Cumberland County and that network. But, I was thinking about her and the contribution that she made most recent, when they have their fall event, their anniversary. She has a prayer breakfast and also a women's empowerment luncheon. Just huge, man. I mean, they're getting people from not only in North Carolina, but from other states driving in just to be a part of that.
Well, I share with everyone, and again, I've known Sandy's since she worked at WFLB. I remember working at Magic 1450 in Spring Lake,
right?
And I had to, as an account executive, and I had to go different places to take different spots and everything, and I would take her to WFLB. There's Sandy at the reception desk, and she and Wes got married, and I remember, Wes from Up and Done, the Boys with the Noise and everything. So
yeah, WCKB.
WCKB. And so when you have an event like this, when you have an individual who's been in radio and been involved in our community, we're cumulus.
Right.
And then there's the WIDU network. You have Beasley. We drop our flags.
That's right.
And so it doesn't matter what stations we work for. It's a loss for our community when we lose someone like this. And we just want to spend some time acknowledging some of the things that she's done in this area. As you mentioned, the prayer breakfast and when the big gospel get-together, the WIDU network very heavily involved with the churches in our community.
Certainly, and she played, what I saw was the business role in making that happen. Of course, a lot of the face of that was her husband, Wes. But behind the scenes, man, she was just doing some very extremely heavy lifting.
I was talking with you because when you leave here, you have to go do your show at 8 o'clock.
Right.
And then I'm going to leave here at 9. I'm going to go over to WIDU, and I'm going to talk about Sandy there as well. So, again, we drop our flags and we remember people in our community who really contributed. And I want to bring up the service, and I have it on the screen right now. The service, a celebration of life, is going to be taking place tomorrow. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, we want to send her off well, and that homegoing service, things like they take a life of their own, but it's going to be emotional for, I believe, most of the community. I'll be honest with you, the morning after she passed, man, I could not have a conversation without just breaking down crying. I mean, it was really tough. And you think about all that she does because she was our sister, man. And not only that, she was one of the guys too. We had a football pool and she'd be in the middle of that. And look, she won 4 times.
No, she didn't, did she?
4 weeks, she beat us. I mean, it's about 30 of us and she beat us. She brought so much to the table, not only as a businesswoman and a mother and a wife, and a community servant, stellar in so many ways that it's like it would take maybe 8 people to even try to replace her.
Sure, and just in case you're not familiar with Sandy, she and Wes Cookman own the WIDU radio network. They have a vision. They had a vision about making that station really be something big in the community, and it has been. Her celebration of life is going to be taking place tomorrow, 11 a.m. at Kingdom Impact Global Ministries. That's 2503 Murchison Road in Fayetteville. the services entrusted to the Wiseman Mortuary. The community tribute got a broadcast. You're going to talk about her. You're inviting folks to come to the station or stop by and call. What's the response has been?
Oh, the response has just been overwhelming. But again, very well understood why it would be that way because of the nature of the person that she was. And so, again, it was unexpected that she would leave us in this manner. She had just celebrated her 71st birthday on February 13th. And so, she's in the same year with both of us.
Yes, we are. She was our big sister.
Exactly.
Right.
And she would remind me of that.
That's right. Well, I got to remind you, Troy is born August 17th, 1955. I'm born August 16th, 1955. So I'm his big brother.
Exactly.
And then Sandy was our big sister.
Yes.
So and again, as you look through and something like this unexpectedly happened, everyone tries to remember the last time they spoke with her.
Correct.
And just like when Jesse Jackson passed, or
right.
Anybody that's notable in the community, you wonder where you were and what would have been. This was unexpected. I know she was going through some medical things, but was she in the hospital and was having an operation? What are the details?
What happened? Everything actually started in April 23rd of last year, and she had some very serious medical conditions. And it was so incredible that doctors called it a miracle that she made it through all of that. So she did have a medical procedure on that 26th of February. But look, based upon what she had gone through, doctors and also we were told this would be like, a cakewalk, and it turned out not to be so.
I remember my good friend, Sheriff Hubert Peterkin.
Yeah.
He was going in for a particular procedure. His wife was there. No one expected that he would die on the operating table. And so, as you go through your life, you really have to celebrate each day because you never know when God's going to call you home. And you have to just understand that every day is special. And when all of a sudden you have an unexpected loss of life like this, the community rallies around the family. We're rallying around Wes Cookman, her husband, and hoping that we're able to get prayers to get him through this because he's got to be broken up.
Oh, it's terrible, man. And also she has a daughter, Kim, and both of them, they live in North Fayetteville. But again, we appreciate the prayers and support for the whole entire, not only the biological family, but the WIDU family, because she worked with so many ministries. They considered her to be a sister to them, like she was to us. And it just totally surprised and incredible time that we're going through. But, like you said, everybody has an expiration date, and we got to deal with that.
Yeah, she was born on February 13th, 1955, just the day before Valentine's Day.
That's it. That's it.
And you would not meet a sweeter person than Sandy. She didn't know any enemies. She had no enemies that anybody could say, and was just very to the point about getting work done. And in terms of an employee, when she worked at WFLB, she was the key that made that station go. And I'm sure Wes would say the same thing about the WIDU network as well.
Huge sales, man. She's a sales rep beyond whatever you want to imagine. But I tell you what, you always find something out new about folks sometimes at times like this. So, I shouldn't be surprised, but she was the homecoming queen of Southern Wayne High School.
Was she really?
I'm serious. I didn't know that until now. I was like, wow. But then, I saw those pictures of her when she was in high school. Certainly beautiful young lady. But I shouldn't be surprised that she was the homecoming queen for Southern Wayne.
Well, this community is suffering a great loss in the loss of Sandy Cookman. And our prayers go out to the WIDU network, to Wes Cookman and her daughter as well. Again, the celebration of life is going to be taking place tomorrow at 11 a.m., Kingdom Impact Global Ministries on Murchison Road, which is right down from where the radio station is located as well.
Within walking distance.
Within walking distance, yes. And I'm expecting that there will be a pretty big crowd there with all the churches that work with the radio station and know Sandy personally, you're expecting a pretty big turnout, I'm sure.
Sure, certainly. And then, the national attention that she draws, with all of the gospel groups that have come, certainly the contractual stuff was done with her, just a great outpouring of love and support for Kim and for Wes and for the WIDU family. But we thank all those individuals and just say, hey, look, now it doesn't end tomorrow. Now, we got to keep going and we got to keep supporting him, Wes and Kim, because of the impact of this. Because sometimes people, as soon as that day is over with, they just step off the curve and they keep moving. But it's not going to be like that.
No, it can't be. And again, the thing about these things are, and I remember seeing out of A Bronx Tale that when someone passes, it's like no one pays attention, and then, as you mentioned, after the service is over, everybody moves on with their life, and you hate to think that no one will remember, but I remember Bahim Yakamadia in Philadelphia when he passed. He worked on KYW and he worked on WDAS-FM. And that was the inspiration for me to say, look, here's a guy who's on radio and on television, and I could do those things. And then when he passed, there was just one paragraph about him. One paragraph is all I saw in the Philadelphia Inquirer. And I said, that can't be the case when we have someone like Sandy pass, that we need to have more than one paragraph. And so we're encouraging everyone to come out and support the celebration of life that's going to be taking place at Kingdom Impact Global Ministries tomorrow, 11 o'clock in the morning. Get out there and show your love and support for the family.
Sure. We expect there to be well attendance, so try to get there early if you can. And just like to say, look, her impact on the airwaves may end, but her impact in the community will last and live on.
Absolutely. Troy Williams, we appreciate you, even though you were late. I don't call you to the carpet because you're a broadcaster.
That's true,
you know
man,
better than that. Yeah. No, but I understand it was over the weekend, and we made sure that we gave a nice tribute to the fact that you were going to be here to share your thoughts about Sandy, and that's what we're doing right now.
Sure. Well, look, I appreciate you, sir, and you same, all you guys have just been not only pioneers but trailblazers when it comes to broadcasting in our communities. So we salute you, and you were certainly one of her colleagues that I was doing something else when you all were doing this.
Right.
And so we give hats off to all of you guys.
Well, tell those folks over at WIDU when I get off the air at 9 o'clock, I'm coming over there. I want a microphone. I'm be on time. I want my own mic.
I'll be waiting for you. Okay.
All right. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Matthew Huddleston.
A CBS 17 weather alert day is in effect for the possibility of severe storms late this morning and during the afternoon hours. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high in the upper 70s. Storms come to an end early by this evening with skies clearing out overnight as cold air comes rushing in. A low by tomorrow morning just in the lower 30s, and then a lot of sunshine but chilly for St. Patrick's Day, a high in the lower 50s. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Matthew Huddleston.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Temperature holding steady right now, 69 degrees across the board in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also in Pembroke. You're listening to News Talk 640 for WFNC.
Proud to be your hometown news and information source for 4 decades. News Talk 640 WFNC. Stream online at WFNC 640.